7:01. Where's Doug? Where's Doug? We're supposed to start recording at 7. Where is he? Huh? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it's 7 o'clock and it's 7:01 and he's not here. He's not here. Where could he be? Where could he be now? Dun, 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 dun. Where could he be now? Dun, 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 dun. Just not here. See him? I don't see him. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know where he could be. We'll see when he shows up. Dude, gonna do a little B-roll here for us. I was actually doing B-roll about like 30 seconds ago, just me wondering out loud where you were, and so it's a little bit humorous. Where is he?
Wait, I'm gonna put this on here.
I may or may not have hummed a little tune during that time. It was just a me, myself, and I moment. Just
you do that.
Yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it when this comes out. You'll see all the glory
that you do, man.
All the stuff I do alone in my own thoughts, own just me, myself, and I. Like I said,
all three of you.
Yes, exactly. All three of us. The triplets. Me, myself, and I.
Yes, Robbie Johnson,
the Robbie trio. Yes, exactly. That's
the new group.
It's a new band. It's the new self sensation that's sweeping the nation. Didn't you know that?
Find your mouthpiece and put on your jock straps. It's the Sports Blitz with Doug and Robbie.
Okay, how long is your show?
You guys have such a great setup.
Hey, listen, if you're under a rock or if you're in a cave, come on out and listen to our episode.
It was fun talking baseball. I love talking Red Sox. I love talking coaching.
I don't care because I would rather there not be an MLB season than have to sit and watch the colossal embarrassment.
Hey, hello, I am Bloom. Yeah, it's Doug and Robbie from the Sports Blitz. I just wanted to find out whether you need some pitching.
There you go. In 5, 4, 3.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Sports Blitz. I'm Doug. We have Robbie over there. This is Robbie right there. Robbie, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Doug. Doing great. It's another lovely Thursday night. We're getting ready about an hour and 10 minutes from now for some Thursday night football. Pats and Falcons cannot.
Are you ready for some football?
I'm always ready for some football. That's a given. But no, very excited for tonight's episode. Got a couple of great topics to talk about, Doug, and just ready and rearing to go from over here in my studio / bedroom as I always am. So no, good to be with you as always, Doug. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. So first I want to talk about our sponsor. Our sponsor is Zyman Organizing. Feeling overwhelmed with a room or closet? I know you have, Robbie, because you got stuff back there.
Yeah, I mean,
really overwhelming.
It's a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare.
You should see his drawers, man. I mean, the ones in his desk.
Yeah. We got
the ones in his desk we're talking about.
So, I mean, other ones too, but that's a whole different story,
Exactly. So if you need, if you need these particular places organized, contact Zyman Organizing. They'll work with you to create and organize a space that will be serene and a joy to spend time with. Yes. Just remember Zyman Organizing, creating a stress-free home. They are fabulous. They continue to be our sponsor for the Sports Blitz. And we have a couple of segments actually tonight that we're going to do. We both kind of corroborated on getting a couple of topics. Yes. I know we touched upon it just a little bit last week, and I know you talked about it on
On a
yesterday, I
couch
believe,
talk,
on the
on a
couch talking
couch talking
sports, which
sports,
will
part the second part of our 3-part sports and movie and entertainment show podcast trilogy that we got going on, because obviously we have the Sports Blitz, which you all know and love, with Doug and I. We've got On a Couch Talking Sports with Kyle and I. Great show. Doug's been a guest many times. And then we have Marvel at the Movies with Doug and Kyle. Another great episode just came out. And by the way, you should watch, just if you don't watch anything else in this latest Marvel at the Movies episode, you need to watch the intro, because it is a kick-ass intro that Kyle put
great.
together. It was
If you
fantastic.
like anything,
I was telling Kyle last night, during our On a Couch filming, I literally spent the entire 2 minutes completely amazed, and also just laughing my ass off at it. There's one particular moment as well that you need to see, because it is quite the humorous outtake there. So I'm not going to give too much away, but
it's actually a classic opening. If you like it, we talk a lot about we talk a lot about space movies and TV and that kind of thing during this episode.
Yeah.
If you like anything about space movies, you've got to watch the intro, and you've got to watch what we talk about, because it's just
2 thumbs up.
Just phenomenal.
And if I
phenomenal.
had more than 2 thumbs, I would give it more than 2 thumbs up. It's that good.
It is.
Shout out to Kyle
really that good. Yeah, definitely. So the first thing we're going to talk about tonight is that, of course, Thanksgiving is coming up next week.
1 week from today.
Yep.
1 week from today.
Yep, coming up 1 week from today, and so what we wanted to do is kind of touch upon. I'm going to throw this one over to Robbie because he has a little bit more information about this than I do. But we're going to talk about some of our favorite moments, or some of our, especially with high school football, and going back maybe and seeing our high school football teams on Thanksgiving Day, because of course those are, that's the time where everybody kind of goes back to their high school games and that kind of thing. So Robbie, I'm just going to throw it over to you and tell us about what your thoughts are on this almost a week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's so great that the tradition of Thanksgiving high school football will actually get to be back on Thanksgiving Day this year, because obviously, last year, due to the pandemic, they were not able to play the Thanksgiving games on Thanksgiving, which was, I know, a bummer for all the players and fans and coaches. So I'm, like I said, very excited to have these games back on the actual Thanksgiving holiday this year. But you're absolutely right, Doug. When people around here think about Thanksgiving, high school football is a big tradition that a lot of people enjoy, year in and year out, because that's basically where you play your biggest rivals. Usually is on the Thanksgiving holiday, and you have these rivalries that have been around for hundreds of years, and it is just something that's really special for all the players that have been involved in it, are involved in it, all the coaches, even just the fans who get to, whether they're a resident of the town or whether they have, a player in the program or know a coach, whatever the case may be. It's just a really special time. And I'm very lucky, I always say, because my hometown, good old Wellesley, Massachusetts, happens to be involved in the oldest public high school football rivalry in the country, and it's actually the third oldest high school football rivalry period nationwide, and that is Wellesley versus Needham. They have been meeting this coming Thursday, a week from today, will be their 134th meeting.
Go Needham! Oh, sorry. I used to live in Needham, sorry.
Anyway, that's okay.
Could be a little problem, Robbie.
It's all right.
First 5 years of my life, I was in Needham.
100, but like I said, it is the 134th meeting coming up. The rivalry started back in 1882, and just a quick little history thing, because I think the history of some of these rivalries is really cool, some of the backstories of some of these rivalries. And Wellesley and Needham in particular has kind of a funny kind of, cool historical footnote, because Wellesley was actually once part of Needham. Back, when America was first founded, it was called West Needham, sort of the western part of the town of Needham, obviously. And back in, the 1880s, early 1880s, Wellesley seceded from Needham, and, instead of West Needham, then became known as Wellesley. And sort of high school age students from both towns got together and decided to start a little football game on Thanksgiving Day, sort of a sign of respect between the two towns, sort of some goodwill, and started in 1882. And like I said, the rest is history. 134th meeting, as I said, coming up. Wellesley, by the way, leads the all-time series 63-60 with 9 ties. So looking to add to that record come next Thursday morning. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun, like Doug was saying, you get to go back, if you're a fan, or after you graduate, you get to go back, and a lot of times you'll see classmates and friends from high school at the game, and you get to reconnect with them. And stands are usually full, whether it's at Wellesley or whether it's at Needham. It's just a really fun atmosphere, and it doesn't matter. It's one of those rivalries where it really doesn't matter what the records are. Both teams just bring it year in and year out, and the games are usually really close, and the rivalry, as I sort of was just saying, is really close record wise. And one of the cool things that actually happened, one memory I will give, because I mean, I could spend a whole hour literally talking about Wellesley Needham Thanksgiving Day memories, but I will touch on one memory that I got to be a part of, which was in 2015, the 2015 game. So 6 years ago now, which is crazy to think about. The game actually was played at Fenway Park in Boston. It was the year that BC and Notre Dame were playing their game at Fenway, and so they decided to hold high school games there the following week, Thanksgiving week. And Wellesley Needham was one of the games chosen. I actually had the chance to broadcast the game. One of my lovely side gigs that I do is I'm a high school sports broadcaster here in Wellesley for Wellesley Media. Well, shout out Wellesley Media. And I call all the football games for a year in and year. I have been for several years, which is a lot of fun to do. I've called multiple Thanksgiving games, which is a real treat. And yeah, I got to go.
I'm sorry, Ron. When did you say your the rivalry started?
1882.
So that's okay. So that's how many years ago? That's
so,
okay. I could do it.
No. It's not. It's the 134th meeting. I mean, there have been some years missed, here and there, but
obviously, yeah.
But
the pandemic year was probably.
But it's 100.
So
yeah, it's 100. It's the 134th meeting. But yeah, it started back in 1882.
Okay, cool.
What was I going to say? But yeah, so Fenway Park was just a really cool opportunity to be able to go over there and actually announce the game from one of the right field boxes and see, your alma mater play a game at Fenway Park, which is, a stadium that means a lot to me and means a lot to, Boston sports fans everywhere, especially baseball fans. And, even though Needham won that year, it was a 12-7 final. It was a very exciting down to the wire game. It was just a really something that was a lot of fun to be a part of, and definitely will be a memory that sticks with me for the rest of my life, honestly. And like I said, just a really cool experience that I'll get to look back on. But Doug, I was curious because obviously, Doug went to high school in Massachusetts. He went to Brookline High School, and Brookline.
Oh, yes, I did. Wait, let me check my yearbooks. It's over.
And no, but Brookline, I will say, Brookline is involved in a pretty lengthy Thanksgiving rivalry of their own. Brookline Newton North has been going on. I don't know if I think it's over
127 years.
127. Wow, yes, that's right up there as well, which is great to see. So I just was curious. I know, maybe it's not. Maybe your experience hasn't been as lengthy as mine, obviously, but I was curious just what some of your, from back in your high school days or whatever the case may be, what memories you do have from that game that you would care to share with our audience tonight?
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a little history of kind of the background of kind of where this came from, which is kind of interesting. All these Thanksgiving Day games or holiday games, mostly on Thanksgiving. In 1876, Yale University and Princeton University had their first football game on Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
Starting what would become an annual tradition of football being played on this holiday in various colleges and high schools across the nation. So it started way back in 1876, which is really great. I believe the last time that Newton and Brookline played was in 2019.
Correct.
The reason I say that is because obviously last year they did not have a game.
Correct.
That was the 125th anniversary. It was at Parsons Field. I did not go to that game. I was not able to go to that game.
Parsons Field, by the way, former home of the Northeastern, now defunct Northeastern football program. Just kind of on side note there. Yeah.
Yes. Brookline did not do very well that day, so we won't talk about that. The 2019 Brookline High School football team.
It's okay. It's okay.
We won't talk about that, but I just wanted to kind of give everybody a little history of kind of where it came from.
Yeah.
And then just talk about, maybe some of the games. I think I went to a few after high school, kind of when I was in college, because that's kind of, I mean, some people continue after that, but a lot of people come back when they're in college because they're coming back. It's a Thanksgiving holiday. They come back from Thanksgiving and they go to the Thanksgiving Day game.
Big reunion, it's a big like sort of social reunion event. It's an event within an event, basically, is what it is in a lot of cases.
Yes, it is. And it's kind of, it's kind of really cool to go back, because what you're going back to is, you're already in college. So if you go to obviously a Big Ten school or big college, or a college that has any kind of sporting events at all, you're probably going to those because you're on campus and you get a chance to do that. So going back is different. It's very different because you were there for 4 years and you rooted for these teams. I was on the spring track team my last year of high school, and I got my varsity letter. That's what I wanted to do before I got out. I was in enough meets to be able to do that. So I was part of the sports day. So being part of the sports in Brookline was important. I was on other teams also when I was in elementary school also. So I guess it's one of those things where you come back, it's a huge social event, but it's also really kind of to support your community. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to. It's coming back to support the community. If you're still in the community, you support the community you're still in. And if you're not, you support, the high school that you went to, and you support the community in which you used to live. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just know that it was really exciting to come back and see old friends that were there, see old, some of the people that used to be on the track team had gone back, and we were talking about that. Some people bring back pictures, or we call it that time, Merivians. That's what our yearbook was called. So they bring it back and they go, "Oh, look, you signed over here," and all kinds of just different kinds of things. I still have my track picture that we took from a long time ago. I still have the certificate I got. My jacket, unfortunately, my varsity letterman jacket does not fit. I'm working on it. It doesn't fit. But I still have it. So it was kind of a cool thing to kind of go back and kind of investigate. Really cool is that there are people that have come back. I haven't seen these people, but there are people that have come back. There were several people that are well known that have graduated Brookline High School. I have not seen them. I didn't see them at a game, but interestingly enough, Robert Kraft went to Brookline High School.
Yeah,
I
that's
haven't
true,
seen him at
that's
I haven't seen him at a high school game because he's probably very, very busy trying to figure out what he needs to do with the Patriots. So that's I haven't seen him at a game. Old Governor Michael Dukakis also went too. Governor Dukakis also went there. I haven't seen him at a game either. And I'm going to bring up one other person, and Robbie knows of this person, and I'm going to have him guess. This is a little guessing game that we're playing here, and it's really
call back to our 20 questions game.
Yeah, call back to the 20 questions game. This is a person.
Yes,
I'm going to give you a lot of hints. This is a person that was in our.
Is it involved? Are they involved in baseball?
Yes. Involved in baseball.
Okay. Are they have they been involved with the Red Sox organization?
Yes.
Okay. Were they involved in the front office of the Red Sox organization?
Yes.
Is it a little old friend Theo Epstein?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So yes, Theo Epstein went to Brookline High School also. And,
by the way, did you? I don't know if you knew this, but you probably did. But Terry Francona's daughter went to Brookline High School.
Oh no, I did not know that.
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
So that's
was pretty cool.
Yeah, Terry Francona. I remember I remember reading she played volleyball from Brookline High. So
cool. No, I did not know that. And that's just a handful of people. I'm sure that there are other people that I've missed, and if I missed you, I apologize. These are the people that I know. I have one other person in entertainment. If you've ever stayed up late, somebody who actually went to Harvard.
Conan O'Brien, yes.
Conan O'Brien also graduated in my older brother's class. Went on to Harvard Lampoon, and then went off to The Simpsons. Did some stuff for The Simpsons, and then always wanted to have his own talk show, and was able to actually do that. So it's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't seen any of these people back. But other than that, it's a way, not just a way of socializing, but it's also a way of going back and supporting your community or the community that you were in. Yeah. Going back and seeing friends that you may not have seen in a year or 40 years or 30 years or 20 or 10 or 5. And it's a way of supporting your community. So the times that I went was just really cool because a lot of the guys on the basketball team were there that when I was there, a couple of guys on the football team, just a whole bunch of friends. We sat all together, and we just talked about old times, and it's really cool that way.
Yeah,
kind of fun to do that while you're watching your team get beat 45-0, 45-3, whatever it is. It's always a good situation to be able to kind of sit there and jab about old times. But that's kind of what I remember.
No, you're absolutely right. And just like you said, sort of it's, the game itself is great, but sort of the social aspect of it too is a big draw, I know, for a lot of people. And the one final thing I will say, sort of close out the segment, is that even for people who don't get a chance to come back like as much as maybe they would want, or obviously people's lives go different ways or whatever, these days it's interesting because sort of the age of social media and Twitter and all these things, it's a lot easier to at least keep track of how the games go each year, through social media and the internet and stuff like that, so people can still sort of stay in tune with how their alma maters are doing against your arch rival, or just in general, without having to physically go to the game. So definitely adds a new element to it as well, which is really good.
Yeah, I've actually gone back to Brookline High a few times other than this to do several of the as a DJ, going back and doing the call it the when you go back and it's the class reunions. So I've done several of the class reunions. One of them I actually did at Brookline High School, which was really weird for me because it really has changed. I actually did it in a hall in which there are classrooms like way above, and where I was standing used to be the library. So it was really, really strange for me to be able to go back and do that. And I didn't know anybody because it was a class of, I don't know, 1950 or something. So I didn't know anybody at that point. And they certainly were not necessarily responding to the music I was playing, which was the 50s and 60s music. But still, it was nice to be back there and to remember the days that were a long time ago. It's just very, it's just cool to go back, especially if you're nostalgic or like history. It's really, really nice to go back, especially a lot of these high schools in Massachusetts go back over 100 years. So it's really very, very cool to go back and see some of the memorabilia that's in the cases and see some of the sporting stuff and the people that have done really well and that kind of thing. So it's very, very cool that way.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking up some very important people or people that have gone to Brookline High School, and there is a ginormous list of people that have gone, but it's just nobody that anybody really. I mean, Alan Rachins. I don't know if anybody knows this. Anybody saw the TV show L.A. Law? He's an actor. Starred in L.A. Law. He graduated in 1960, but that's really the only one that I could see on this list that we've had a lot of people go through. So and I didn't when I was going, I didn't even. So yeah, it's pretty cool to go back and. So hey, listen, if you can go back to your high school. If your high school football team was playing on Thursday on Thanksgiving, go back and check it out. Support your local team. It's really, really important.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. If you can make it out to a game, I would highly recommend it. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important to support your local team. Of course, we're in Wakefield now, so we've been supporting. When my daughter was at Wakefield High School, we were supporting Wakefield High, which is really cool. It was actually my wife's school.
Who does Wakefield play on Thanksgiving? Do you know?
That's a great question. A question I don't really know.
That's okay. If anybody
I should call in the Bruins guru for this because I don't really know the Wakefield High School guru.
Yeah, that's
I don't
good
really
trivia
know
question for you folks at home. If anybody knows who the Wakefield MA high school football team plays on Thanksgiving, as I'm feverishly scrolling through trying to see if I can find their schedule. Sorry, hold on. I'm doing a little in-show research here.
Yep, I'm doing a little too.
Melrose,
yes.
Melrose.
Yep. Wakefield Warriors.
Yep.
They haven't changed the name.
No.
They would like to change the emblem, but they're not going to change the name. I don't know. Maybe they will change the name.
Who knows Who knows what's going to happen?
Who knows? I just don't know. Anymore.
Don't know.
Anyway, but I know the Wakefield Melrose rivalry goes back way back too.
Yeah.
Goes back pretty far. Goes back pretty far. So I wanted to get to our next thing that we're going to talk about. The next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about some sports movies and a little bit of video game stuff. Maybe some sports video games. The first thing I want to do is just to talk about. I put together basically a top 10 list of sports movies that I absolutely love. It's actually top 11. I don't know why I just went in there. And then I have a whole bunch of, I've also put a list on the side of honorable mentions, but some of these movies can be kind of put into this top 10 list. Now that I look at the list that I have, honorable mention, which is about 14 of them.
I will say I do have a list too. My list is right up here, right in the dome, right here.
Yeah, we get nervous about that sometimes because sometimes the dome ain't working. But anyway, I'm just kidding.
Rarely is with me. So it's all good.
Totally joking. So what I'll do is I'll give you, if you want, Robbie, I'll just give you kind of my top 10 list.
Sure. Yeah.
And then
I probably will concur. I probably will concur with a lot of that top 10 list.
Yeah, you probably will. I mean, some of these are kind of interchangeable, depending on. I mean, there are some that I've watched over and over and over again, and that one could actually be number one as opposed to the actual number one.
Right.
And then they could be, so all these on this list could be really the movies that I love.
Yeah.
So, and they could be interchangeable 1 to 10, but I just put them in an order.
Yeah.
So number 11 on my list is Any Given Sunday, movie from 1999.
It's a good one.
Great movie. Number 10 is Moneyball, 2011. It's got to be in the top 10. That was a great movie. Really kind of set forth the thought process of the Oakland A's and how they put a team together by using statistics as opposed to using anything else. Number 9, Bull Durham.
I've actually never, funny thing is I've never actually seen Bull Durham.
Am I?
That's right. I walked off like 3 times last episode. So you never seen Bull Durham? No,
dude. It's a baseball movie.
I know. I know. I think I sat down and started watching it at one point, and then for whatever reason didn't, and I've never got around to. I will at some point.
Okay.
I will make it a mission.
All right. No worries at all.
Durham at some point.
Yeah, sounds good. Wow. Okay, so number 8. I am very stunned because
I get stunned to learn that I never watched Bull Durham.
I don't know any of the other times that we've actually gone over movie stuff. We've talked about lots and lots of different baseball movies, and all the ones you said you've kind of seen. So when this comes up, I'm like, oh, okay. No problem. It's not a big deal. Number 8 is Blue Chips.
Oh,
Blue Chips. Nick Nolte, Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, Anthony Hardaway.
Yeah,
I just love that movie. Yeah, love that movie. Number 7, and again, these could be interchangeable.
Absolutely.
Number 7 is Tin Cup.
Another, yeah.
And that one actually could be one of the top 3 for me. So I put it there because there are others in front of it. But again, Tin Cup I could watch over and even with commercials, which I hate. If Tin Cup is on TNT, I will watch it. I don't care.
Great movie.
Number 6, Rookie of the Year. By the way, Tin Cup is from 1996. Blue Chip is from 1994. Rookie of the Year, 1993. A pretty good movie.
It's kind of funny because literally there are 3 different baseball movies I feel like that have rookie in the name. So I'm always just trying to remember which one is which.
Oh, right. Sometimes it's hard just to tell.
I've seen all of them. Can you just remind me which one Rookie of the Year is again?
Yes, Rookie of the Year, I believe, is the one with the kid. The kid catches the ball, trips over the ball.
Oh, the Henry Rowan Gardner. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought, but I was like, wait a minute, could be this one? Okay, I'm with you.
I know. So some of them kind of meld into each other a little bit. So sometimes you're like, wait, Rookie of the Year, which one is that? I get that. Number 5, Fever Pitch. Number 5. A lot of baseball movies. Number 4, Major League.
Oh
Number
yeah.
4, Major League. Number 3, Hoosiers with Gene Hackman. Awesome movie, and based on a true story.
Yeah.
Did a great job with that. Number 2 and number 1 can absolutely be interchangeable. Number 2 is Remember the Titans, year 2000. And the number 1 sports movie that I can think of that was just on just recently, and I just it's like a Rocky movie. It's kind of pump up. Is Rudy.
Yeah.
And that's also based on a true story. And I don't know if you know, I think that was 1970. It was based on Rudy Rudiger. I believe it was 1970 something. I think it was 1970, in which that was the year it was based on. Just want to tell you, nobody has been carried off Irish field except for Rudy Rudiger back when. No player has ever been carried off the field.
Right.
He was actually carried off the field at the time in which he played. And again, based on a true story. But yeah, that's really, and again, some of these, I mean, I love Blue Chips because I see it all the time. Tin Cup is great. Tin Cup, Blue Chip, those could kind of fall into the top 5 for me too. But those are really,
Yeah.
Those are my.
Those are all great. I mean, those are all
11,
great
actually.
movies. No, those are all great movies. I think my sort of top 10 list in a lot of ways mirrors yours as well. So I definitely Remember the Titans is the top one for me. 100% unequivocally. My favorite sports movie of all time has always been Remember the Titans. What I kind of want to do is just, what I'm going to sort of do is add on a few that sort of came to the top of my head that were not mentioned by you, and those are a few baseball movies and also a hockey movie as well that came to head. The first one is Miracle, obviously 1980 U.S. Olympic men's hockey.
I actually have that
team.
on my honorable
I
mention
figured
list, but
you
yes.
did.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a great movie.
Then you've got the Sandlot, the original Sandlot, not the remake, but the original Sandlot. Great baseball movie. Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Absolutely.
You've got what was the other one? Mr. Baseball is another good one with Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck, yeah.
Playing a major leaguer that ends up going to play in Japan. You've got Little Big League, which is another sort of baseball movie about a kid who becomes manager of the Minnesota Twins. You've got the Bad News Bears, the original Bad News Bears.
The first 2 are good.
Yeah, I
the other ones
really
are
liked.
crap.
I really liked the first one. The second one, I think I saw the second one, but I don't really remember as much. But the first one definitely, I really.
Second one, I think they go to Japan.
Yeah, another one I want to throw out that I really enjoyed was a 42. The Jackie Robinson story there with Chadwick Boseman. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. Then there was another one. Space Jam. Michael Jordan, Looney Tunes. Definitely has always been a go-to for me. Angels in the
because Robbie likes cartoons. No, I'm just kidding. I do too.
There's all the angels, like Angels in the End Zone, Angels in the Outfield, all the Air Bud movies, all the Mighty Ducks movies. I mean, pretty much if it was a Disney sports movies for the 90s, I've probably seen it and probably enjoyed it.
Air Bud movie. Okay. No, it's all good.
He literally plays all the sports, man. I mean, he's a golden retriever that plays all the sports. Heck, not like that, but that's okay.
All good.
But yeah, just again, that's not necessarily like a top 10 list, but just like sort of, I wanted to sort of build off of what you had said with some of them that just sort of popped into my head as we were talking here, because I mean, there's so many good sports movies out there. I mean, again, you could spend like hours and hours talking about all the sports movies, classic and even more recent.
Yeah, I saw one online that said top 125.
Yeah.
So
and,
yeah,
and there's
there's a
probably,
lot.
there's probably even more than that. I mean, there's definitely
There
even
probably
more than
is, but
that. Yeah.
I think I saw a top 150, but I think that's all I saw.
And then
It's-
obviously
it's a
you
lot.
you kind of mentioned it in passing, but the Rocky movies. I mean, obviously another good one. Again, for every sport, you probably have a list at least 25, 50 deep of movies that you can point to for every single like genre of sports. So, but yeah, those were just sort of some that you hadn't mentioned that kind of had popped into my head for sure.
Yeah, and I just have some honorable mentions here that I'll
Yeah.
mention to you. There
He's
was
gonna mention the honorable
several that
mentions.
were on your list. Several on your list also. That I also had a Miracle. You said 42 was also on my list. I had something from the 70s which I really loved called North Dallas 40.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Really,
heard that
really,
one.
really good, solid. I mean, like if you want to see a great football 70s Dallas Cowboy kind of movie kind of thing about old time, it's got Terry Bradshaw's in it. And he's very young. And he actually gets into a fight, and he never had his front teeth because he got him knocked out really early in life. So I think they were fake. So when somebody punched him, all of a sudden he'd go like this, and he'd smile, and you'd see the two front teeth were gone, and he looked at his stand and he'd go like this, and the guy who punched him was like, "Oh no, why did I just do that?" Because he didn't fall. Other movies on here for honorable mention: Caddyshack.
Ooh, yeah.
Caddyshack,
one.
great golf movie. If you
Yeah.
like Chevy Chase, it's just it's an absolute classic.
Is it bad that whenever I think of that movie, I think of the old little what becomes sort of a meme, well, we're waiting.
Yes. Yeah, that's Ted Knight. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. And
It's become like a meme these days. Like you always see
and
it,
another
like,
meme is Noonan, you can do it. That's another one that's out there too when he was doing his last shot. That just a classic at this point. Happy Gilmore.
yeah,
Also another golf
one.
movie.
Absolutely.
Which gets a little crazy.
Lot to
also,
unpack in Happy Gilmore for sure. So
right, exactly. You mentioned the Bad News Bears. Again, the first two are really, really good. I think they overdid it after the second one.
yeah.
But if you're a Bad News Bears fan, you're probably going to go see it. So, but the first one with Tatum O'Neal.
Oh, classic.
I mean, how do you?
Yeah.
You can't escape from that one.
No, absolutely.
You just have to.
Now, the second one,
see it.
refresh my memory. The second one was Japan, right?
Second one, I think, was Japan.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
And the third one, I think, was Bad News Bears and Breaking Training. I'm not sure. I think I saw that one too, but I didn't see anything after that. But there were, I think, one or two others after that. I'm not sure.
Well, they just came out with like a new one like a few years ago. I remember, like sort of a modern day version.
I have a hard time watching the modern day.
Yeah, no, it's like the Sandlot. It's like the Sandlot.
Movies.
I couldn't bring myself to watch the Sandlot too. I mean,
yeah,
the first one was so classic.
Sandlot was classic. Sandlot is a classic movie.
Yeah,
because I used to play baseball in my backyard.
Oh yeah,
I used to hit the ball into
we go the
a home run was hitting the ball into the neighbor's.
Yep, wiffle ball, baseball, whatever it was. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we played all of it back there, all of it. So yeah, I can relate to that. So that's a classic movie for me.
I can also relate to having a beast, or in my case, two beasts over the outfield fence that would tear up all the balls that you would hit over there. So you have to go like racing to try and get them back, or else they would become dog food.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So the next one I have is Vision Quest, about wrestling. It's a good movie. Got a great soundtrack.
My thing is, I've never heard of that one.
Matthew Modine. It's done in the 80s. It is a wrestling movie, but it's really about him training too hard. but it's also a love story. So a little bit of love story that's attached to it. What else is new? Varsity Blues, also a football movie. Not as popular as some of the other football movies. I think they tried to do a little brat packing in this one. It didn't work. It's a pretty good movie, but it's not at that level. It's not at a Rudy level or Blue Chips or anything like that level, but it's pretty good if you just want to.
What about how would it compare to like a Friday Night Lights?
Not even close. Not even close. I mean,
Not even close, like below or not even close above?
Below. Varsity
Okay.
Blues is way below right now.
Okay.
Not even in the same atmosphere. It's pretty good. It's about a quarterback and it's about it's kind of this the two quarterbacks that are trying to vie for the position.
Okay.
One, the dad was a quarterback. The other, the guy's just a mechanic or a farmer or something like that. And, it's this little love story in there, little this, little that. So it's okay, but it doesn't come to the level of Remember the Titans or Any Given Sunday or any of those other movies I mentioned. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You want to watch, a pretty, decent sized movie. There's one scene that I really like where they have a barbecue and the dad's kind of razzing his son a little bit, and his son gets a little pissed off and he's starting to throw the football. He says, "That's as hard as you could throw, son? What's the matter with you?" And they have this competition between the two quarterbacks. They're both at the same barbecue. And the dad puts a Coke can on the top of his head. He said, "Okay, they have to be accurate as quarterbacks. So who can knock it off?" So the other kid goes and knocks it off. He puts it back on his head. And the first kid goes, not the kid's father's, Anyway, first kid goes, second kid goes, and he actually goes right into the guy's nose, right into his father's nose, and breaks his nose.
Oh,
So
a little bit of payback there.
Yeah, a little bit of payback goes on with that. So it's pretty good, but not on that level that I would watch it like over and over and over and over again. 42 you mentioned, Miracle you mentioned, The Natural.
Yeah.
The Natural, I think you already mentioned.
I did not, but no, that's another good one.
It's another good one. Yeah, absolutely. Hoop Dreams.
Good one. Good one.
Hoop Dreams is good. Rocky we mentioned. The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
Longest Yard. Good movie.
Which one? Because there's the original and then there's the Adam Sandler one.
I like both. The Adam Sandler one.
The Adam Sandler one is kind of like my preference because it sort of came out, during my time, so to speak.
It's a cult classic. Classic. Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, I like both of them. The Adam Sandler one probably a little bit better, just because, I guess he's a local guy and does a lot of his filmmaking he does around here in Mass and New Hampshire, Vermont, and that kind of thing. But White Man Can't Jump. Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Really great basketball movie. If you want to go to the old school kind of backyard or backyard court kind of situation, really very, very good.
The local playground,
local
playground courts. Yeah,
definitely local playground.
Absolutely.
8 Men Out.
Yeah. Another great
movie.
Baseball one.
Great
Absolutely.
movie. John Cusack, I think, is in that movie too.
Correct.
That's about the scandal, right?
The Black Sox scandal.
Yeah, the Black Sox scandal.
Absolutely. I think he plays Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
I have Sandlot down here too.
Yeah.
And the last one I have is an absolute classic. If you love hockey movies,
I think I have an idea. I think I have an idea, but you go ahead. I think I have an idea of where you're going to go with this.
If you love hockey movies, it's actually from the late 70s, but it's a great movie. And everybody should go watch it because it's very funny. It actually has two brothers, they're the Hanson brothers.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
you have to watch this movie. It's a classic. If you
I'm
like
listening to the
hockey at all,
goddamn song.
and if you like you like hockey, then you gotta watch this movie. I actually have two. This one is Slapshot.
Yeah.
Got to see the original Slapshot.
Absolutely.
If there's any kind of other Slapshot out there, don't watch it. I don't know anything about it. But this one is the original Slapshot. I actually have it on Blu-ray because I just loved it and continue to love watching it. It's a little violent, but then again, so is hockey.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
it
goes with the
what it
territory. It comes with the territory.
Right. And then the last movie that I have is also a hockey movie. It's Rob Lowe. And Patrick Swayze plays his brother. His brother gets hurt. And his brother, Patrick Swayze gets hurt. It's his brother to Rob Lowe. They have a family farm. That's normal. And Patrick Swayze, gets very seriously hurt. And not able to play. It's called Youngblood. So I would go see it. It's from the 80s.
Okay.
Very good movie. There is a love interest also. It's good. I like it. It's good because it talks about the professional / non-professional leagues. The fact that people in Canada, I think it was based in Canada, people in Canada, they just love hockey. So they play professionally, but they don't play like an NHL. It's more like the AHL or the one of those other leagues, one of those AHL leagues.
Right.
And it's really super important if you can get in to play, and that's professional. So it's one of those. I like it. It's a good movie, especially if you're a Rob Lowe fan. If you're Brad Pack fan, a Rob Lowe fan, or a Patrick Swayze fan, I would go see that because it's actually very, very good.
Yeah, there was one more that I want to throw in, and you mean there's probably hundreds more that I could throw in, but one more that I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, especially being the baseball guy of the show, and that is Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. If you talk about it, didn't
they have a Field of Dreams?
They did in Iowa.
In
Iowa, they sort of in the original area of the movie. They had a game this summer between the Yankees and the White Sox, which was pretty cool to see. And they actually recreated the sort of epic, the teams emerge from the cornfield and out into the field there. So it's pretty wild. But I mean, that's just another baseball, cult classic right there, Field of Dreams, and part of it was filmed, as we all know, at Fenway Park, which was pretty cool.
Yes, of course, and of course, Fever Pitch was 2004, right?
2004. That's right.
Yeah, 2004.
That's right. The curse reversed.
That's right, and really, that whole thing was based in Boston.
Yeah.
So it was kind of neat to kind of see that. I have to look this up. There's another one. There was one with Dan Aykroyd, and it was about the Celtics. I just can't remember what it's called. I'll have to look it up. If anybody knows,
that's not the one where they kidnapped the player.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of it either, but
I can't remember the name.
It's like Lucky. It's like Luck something.
It's got something.
Yeah.
It's got something in there. I just can't remember what it is, but that just popped in my head too.
Okay.
But again, these are Robbie and I. These are our lists.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have a list out there too. We would love to see in the comments anything that you guys can think of that we forgot on this list. Because again, there's so many sports movies out there. These are just some of our favorites. We want to hear your favorites too. We want to see,
Absolutely.
we want to see in the comments what you think. We also want to know what you don't like. What's the worst? We always
Yeah,
go with the
what's your
best.
not top 10? You're not
Yeah,
top
what's
10.
give us your this is the most terrible movie. I have one already. I'm going to give people one already. It's a hockey movie. It's called Goon. It's horrendous. It's terrible. Called Goon. Don't watch it. Actually, watch it so you can call it terrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's just an
Okay.
absolutely horrible movie. But again, you can always think of good stuff, but I want to hear what you guys
Both
don't
sides.
like. And
Absolutely.
if there's anything on this list that we mentioned that you don't like,
Please tell us.
to say, oh yeah, I really don't like blue chips because blue chips is better. Give us a comment. Throw us a comment. Because
Absolutely.
we really want to hear. We want to hear from you too. We want to hear what your best and worst.
We want to hear from you too on YouTube.
Oh yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right, Robbie. I was caught in the moment for some reason.
Sorry.
I really
Hey,
don't
listen.
know
What
happened there.
hey, listen. My corniness speaks for itself, so don't even worry about it.
Yes. We also have people that are watching the show that are actually commenting on your corniness. We won't mention anything about New York City. We won't mention anything about anybody from New York that's actually watches our show.
You mean? Well, I mean, they, the fact of the matter is that those New York sports fans, I mean, they got a lot of time on their hands because their teams are so busy sucking that they gotta come on and comment to make themselves feel better about.
Now hold on. Now I will tell you. I did talk to the person in question in the last couple of days, and he's kind of putting out a challenge to you. What he said, Robbie, is that it's obvious that you don't watch hockey because you haven't looked at the Rangers record in the past 4 or 5 days. So that's what he says. I'm relaying the message. Relaying the message. We're gonna have him on. He's
Good.
already
agreed. Bring him on. So
he's agreed to be on. It's my friend.
Bring it on, man. Bring it on. I'm ready. I'm ready. Your team still sucks, so I don't.
Oh,
I don't gotta look at standings to know they suck. So.
This is great. This is gonna be. I'm just gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna introduce Jeff, and then I'm just gonna walk away. Let you guys discuss. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Funny thing is, it'll probably be it's one of those situations I talk so tough when it's just you and I, and then he actually comes out there. I have cowering.
What? I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Rangers is good. Yeah. Anyway, yes. So we will have him on down the road. So that should be very, very exciting to have that. And he said the same thing you said, which is bring it on. So he said the same thing.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool. It's very cool. Oh, obviously we're looking forward to it down the road.
Definitely.
But at this point, Robbie, I would like to throw to you. We usually have a final thought for the episode.
Absolutely.
Just about to wrap up our episode, so I wanted to throw a final thought to you while I look up one.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Thinking out loud, man. Again,
I know.
There you
I'm
go.
doing it again. I'm sorry.
But today is actually a special day for one Boston sports legend, and he truly is a legend in every sense of the word. And that is good old Big Papi. David Ortiz is celebrating a birthday today. I won't tell you how old he is because I don't know off the top of my head how old he is. I just saw that it was his birthday today. So I just wanted, obviously, with his legendary status as sort of the king of clutch and, the king of October baseball here in Boston, all the clutch moments that he delivered throughout his career, and just amazing, kind-hearted, wonderful, just all the great adjectives that you can think of to describe David Ortiz. It's all warranted, and just wanted to throw out a very special happy birthday to Big Papi himself, many more, and just wanted to throw out the Yankees lose. It just felt appropriate on a day like today. So like I said, big shout out to David Ortiz, and happy birthday, Big Papi. So that's my final thought for the evening. Doug, let me kick it on back over to you now you've had some time to think both out loud and privately about yours. What is your final thought or thoughts for this episode 103 tonight?
I actually have two. The first one is kind of sad news from a few days ago. Robbie knows this news also. Our 2007 championship Boston Red Sox team had a really good shortstop, really good. His name is Julio Lugo. Unfortunately, he passed away from what everybody's calling, what the family's calling a heart attack on the 15th, which was a few days ago. So we obviously, from the Sports Blitz, we want to send condolences to the Lugo family from us, from all of our shows, especially the Sports Blitz, to the Lugo family. Really special player, and from what I've heard and what I've seen, just by reading, some of the things that people have said about him, just a true, really true good guy. That's it's unfortunate, but we of course send condolences out to the Lugo family. The other thing that I have to bring up is that we really didn't talk about it. We were going to bring up some video game stuff, so I'm going to bring up a couple of things in the video game thing right now. I like most of the sports games. I have PlayStation 4, I have 5. I only play it when my family is asleep, so I have a family, so I don't typically play it unless my family wants to play, which is okay. But I typically go for the sports stuff. The Madden series I've been getting for a very long time, NHL hockey, that's EA Sports, NBA 2K, which is the best basketball series that I know of, and of course FIFA soccer is actually very good, and they've done really well. The only complaint that I had, and I will tell you, this is really my only complaint, is that when the new NBA 2K came out this year, and I know they had a difficult time because they wanted to get it out as quickly as possible. And I know with the pandemic kind of pushing everything back a little bit, it was a little difficult. Typically what they do is it comes out, the rosters that they put together typically are made during the summertime. Typically in July, typically in mid-July. And it says that actually in the credits. It said rosters from July 15th, whatever. Problem is that rosters were incredibly incomplete when I got the new game. Every time I get the new game, the rosters are typically complete from trades and free agency and all that kind of stuff that happens when the season ends. Nothing. I had to put the whole Lakers team together. I had to put nobody. I mean, there may have been a couple of players that transactions were before July 15th, but I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I spent literally 45 minutes or so, maybe it's a little less than that, but spent a little time, putting those rosters together so I would have actual teams. I could have played them just like they were, but it doesn't make sense if there are major players that have switched teams. I mean, you should have seen the Celtics team. Celtics team wasn't even close. A couple of players, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. That was pretty much it. Al Horford wasn't on the team. I had to put him on. Schroeder wasn't on the team. I had to put him on. So that's my major complaint, is that typically, like when you get the Madden, the Madden series, they maybe one or two transactions, but typically they have all the rosters. I love putting rosters together, so I don't have a problem with that. But didn't have a problem with this. I know they wanted to get the game out, but they really could have waited maybe an extra couple of weeks, and maybe they don't because I don't really know how the game was put together. But I wish they had waited so I didn't have to do all that up front and put all these players onto different teams. So it was, but I like doing it, so it wasn't a problem for me. But I'm sure a lot of people might have been some complaints out there about that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
so that's all I have. I love these games. You got to play the Madden series. You got to play it because it's really cool.
Yeah.
The NHL I don't have yet, but I pretty much get it every year. NBA 2K I have. It's awesome. I don't have the new FIFA yet, but I'm looking forward to getting those other two games. And again, I'm not a gamer, as they say. I do play casually. I do not play online because I don't know anybody that plays. So it's not like I, play all night because I don't do that. But it's fun. It's fun to play these games. It's fun to, every once in a while put myself on the team. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm on the Celtics now. I'm on the Patriots in case they need an extra guy.
Wait, why aren't you in Atlanta then? Why aren't you in Atlanta right now, Doug?
I am via satellite. It's just the background is my. Yeah, I'm in the locker room right now. The background is just I took a picture of it.
Gotcha.
Put it right onto Zoom, and so it was pretty easy to do that. So. And if you leave that, I'll sell you a bridge or some swampland in Florida.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So that's the end of our episode, and we really enjoyed ourselves. Please throw us a comment. In the comments, we want to hear from you, good or bad. We don't care. Just anybody, just a comment.
Drop a comment,
please.
man.
Throw a comment in there.
Like and subscribe too.
Well, it's interesting because I talked to that guy in New York, and the guy in New York said, "Oh, I guess I should throw you a like so I watched it." I'm like, dude, really? Really?
Yeah,
it's called YouTube. That's how we
gotta throw us a like, man. Gotta subscribe. Ring the
gotta
bell.
Subscribe.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell, man.
Ring the bell. Very important. So make sure that you're out there, not just our episode. Make sure you're catching the next Marvel movies. Please watch the intro at least.
Yes.
Last Marvel at the movies.
Absolutely. You
by the way,
watch the intro.
Some people are having a little bit of trouble getting to it, and we're kind of working on that. So it's Marvel in the movies.
I thought it was Marvel at the movies.
Marvel at the movies, space movie episode, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. Because you hit Marvel in the movies, you get 42 billion Marvel things, but not our show. So we're working on that. Sports Blitz, and of course,
On a Couch Talking Sports.
Couch Talking Sports, episode number 3,472.
Pretty much.
Pretty close.
Yeah, exactly.
Close.
You're in the pretty much in the ballpark.
Well, we're definitely in the ballpark.
And by the way, Doug,
no pun intended.
we are on YouTube. Obviously, we're on Facebook. We're on SoundCloud. We're on Twitter. You can send us smoke signals if you want to.
What's that second one we're on?
Facebook.
Yeah. What's the other one?
Twitter.
Yep, and YouTube, and what's the fourth one?
Smoke signals.
Smoke signals. Yes.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say
it. It's smoke signals. Yes. Every once in a while, you'll see smoke signals. It says Sports Blitz from Robbie's house. It goes out of his chimney. Smoke.
When new episodes, when a new episode is up. Yeah, exactly.
Sports Blitz.
Exactly.
So and people get that. Of course, he has to do it during the day because at nighttime you can't see it.
No.
So
Yeah. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for tuning in to our latest episode of the Sports Blitz. Please remember to comment. Throw some comments in there. Watch all these episodes, and we will see you next time.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving, everybody! Since obviously,
by the way,
big comment. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving from all of us here.
Happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day. Don't eat too much turkey, or you'll be like this.
yeah, hope everybody has a happy and safe Thanksgiving. And
Absolutely. Please,
go
everybody be safe.
Wellesley.
Go Needham. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Go
Thanks,
New
guys.
North.
Thanks, guys. Go Brookline.
Bye, guys.
See you later, guys.